Awesome. Welcome, everybody, to Andromeda 7, your celestial gateway, your channel for community support, friendship, love, knowledge, and being of value to others.
Yeah.
Welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome.
Thank you.
And my co host, Teresa D'Antone.
Thank you. Hi,
Send it
everyone.
to you.
I hope everybody had a terrific week and a great Friday. That's all I can say. It's been a little weird again, but every
Crazy
week is
week.
weird these weeks, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Mhm.
So we have a wonderful program lined
Yes,
up
we
for
do.
you tonight.
Exciting.
Our good brother Brian has brought a guest of his on tonight. Desiree, welcome to Andromeda 7 and the Soul Tribe. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's been a pleasure. We've gotten a chance, Lori and I and Brian, through Brian, have gotten a chance to work with Desiree for a couple months, watching her create this tarot deck of hers. She's a wonderful artist, and we'll tell you a little bit more about her in a bit, but we've gotten to know her a little bit, and we just love having you join in with the tribe, and look forward to tonight's presentations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to take an opportunity to thank each and every one of you and to give you an update that the work that you do as light workers, as healers, and as caring, loving people in this tribe have really helped a few people this week, like Janice London Unziata. She has recovered completely and is at home. So she was only in the hospital for a short period of time, but it was rough going for a while. But all of our sentiments and intents and prayers really lifted her right out of that situation. So she's greatly improved. So I thought you'd like to know that. Same thing with Steve Clark. He is cancer-free. There is no prostate cancer, and his dog pulled through that operation, which was very sticky. And Steve Clark is in good shape with his dog. And I know Gary is handling things nicely and is mending. And we love you, Gazakov. And then tonight, we announced earlier during the day and on Wayne's show as well, our sister, Marcia Price, for those of you who don't know, needs healing and prayers. Brian and I worked on her today, and Wayne and the whole group in Wayne's show sent her a lot of healing energy and love. She's got symptoms, okay? So she's got sinus congestion, chest congestion. She's very uncomfortable, and she just needs to rest and trust in that healing. She knows there's no such thing as the cootie, okay? And she knows, Marcia Price, she's so smart, and she knows how to take care of herself. She knows what to take, and she knows how to get herself through this and get over this hump. But we do want to send her a lot of love for those of you who didn't know, and extra healing energies for her, okay? She's such a sweetheart. And that leads me to, actually, our next piece of business before we get into the meat and potatoes of our show tonight with Desiree. And that is the lucky winners from last week's participants.
Awesome.
And I have a list here and a bowl of names that I clipped out from the list. And we had 171 views on that show last week. So, 28 people in the chat room. And 6 panelists and 3 other contributors, including Marcia, Gaza, and Mandy. So we have everybody's names in here that were in the chat room last week. So if they're not here tonight and their name gets drawn, we'll just have to reach out to them. Okay? So let's see. This is the whole list. Wow. Lots of you lovely people. All right, so we have Sloaney, Crystal Mitchell, Kelly, that's Lori's sister.
Yeah.
Castleman, David Castle, Brenda, BLT, Sky Falls, Isby, which is Ken, Max Vision, remote viewing class, Delaney, sister, Grumpy Doug, Scotty Boy, Grumpy Doug, I call him Grumpy Dog, Scotty Boy, Elderberry, Squirrel Buddy, Suzanne Cassie, Regine Huddleston, Chloe, Trina Bean, Nick Free, Kimba M, Devine Empress, Genevieve, Big Al, Ciriello, Truth Seeker, Brandy Robinson, D. Guthrie, Michael Musgrave, We all who know who that is. Mary Wynn, Perry Agan, brother Perry Agan, Max G. And then we have our panelists, and if anybody doesn't want to be included, let me know. We have Lori, Karen, Jules, Grandpa Brian, Dalibor, Mandy, and Gazakov, because they were contributors as well. So that's like 37 people in this lovely
And Melinda.
Melinda, that's right. Remember Melinda, because I forgot to put Melinda's name down here.
Who is the?
Yes.
We'll put hers
Thank
in
you.
my place because okay.
I'll just give her mine. If my name gets drawn, it's for Melinda or something. Oh, I didn't put my name in there. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's okay. Yeah.
what Lori's going to do, real quick, is take us to the gift, the wellness box that Marcia created, the detox box. There it is. So that's what you're getting, is all the goodies in here. And if I can enlarge it, I can read. Yeah, okay. Ginger, the oils, different oils, inhaler, chlorella, aids in alkalizing the body and detoxes from
It's a green
radiation and heavy
superfood.
metals.
That
Yeah.
stuff is excellent. I've actually used that myself, and boy, does that detox
good?
wonderful. Yes, it's
Yeah.
excellent. Excellent.
Wellness tea
Mhm.
with dandelion, turmeric, and mushroom blend.
Put some honey in it.
Mm. So this is the wellness boxes, and can people still see me on the screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. we
The
can
red,
see you.
the red bowl. Let me grab this. Hang on a second. I've got a kitty here who's trying to pull everything off the table into a thing. All right. So here we go. Now the names going up and down in the bowl, shuffling it all.
Okay, this is for
And
Marcia
wearing one
Price's
around my
wellness
neck.
box.
This is for the wellness box.
Mm.
Get away. Go away. God. I'm trying to get it. They're thin pieces of paper. All right. Kitty, go away. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. Can you read? I don't even know who it is. Brenda, BLT.
All right.
Oh, good.
Fantastic.
This Brenda
Oh,
got the
good.
wellness box.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Can
Oh, that's
can
awesome.
Can one of you write that down for me so I don't forget? That's Brenda got the
Brenda
wellness
got the
box.
I got it for you, sis.
Okay. I don't want to get her back into the
Oh, that's
bowl.
awesome.
I'll put her name over there.
Wellness box. Whoop, whoop.
All right. Now, if we can scroll, we got to go to
Just go above
above to Karen's.
just above that
Yeah.
to the wellness spot and just click on the link there where it says
Here.
show details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's going to be for.
And I think there's details about Marcia's stuff in here too, in this whole wellness section, if anybody wants to check it out. And our
Yeah.
detox again and all the recipes. And so if you just go down, I think Marcia's and then the crystal stuff is
Here
there
we
too
go.
as well.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yep.
see if I can read this because it's really small on my machine. So if you can scroll down to the crystal section. Okay, this first crystal is a necklace. And this is the L-glenite crystal
Mm-hmm.
that is very powerful and came from a meteor that slammed into Australia. Meteorite. And we have a necklace to give away, and it's going to be.
Okay, this is for the necklace.
Yeah. The
Okay.
winner is Regina.
Oh, nice.
Regina
Okay.
Huddleston.
Yeah. Huddleston. Mm-hmm.
Huddleston. So she gets
Awesome.
the necklace.
Nice.
All right. So we'll make a note of that.
Got it.
Okay. Next one down. If you'll scroll down to Kieran's collection. All right. So this is one of
this
the
is the one I-
power collection, the tube. Yeah. All right. And so you get an actinolite,
Actinolite.
pyrite, and auralite 23.
Auralite.
3.
Yeah.
In the tube, and I'll send a couple extra crystals in the collection too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
And so what we have here is Mary Wynn.
Oh, I'm so glad. Mary
Mary
Wynn.
Mary,
Oh,
all right. Wow,
I
Mary
don't even know-
wins once again.
Mary Wins.
Winner, winner,
Mary
chicken dinner.
Wins.
Fantastic.
And then I wanted to make sure that we got all three of those in there, right? Okay.
Excellent.
All right. So there you go, folks. Congratulations to the winners. And
Awesome.
by now, folks have trickled in. So if you wanted to just say hi to folks.
Yeah, we could do that. Mandy
So many
Moose
of
in the
them.
house. Good to have you. How
Hey.
you doing? Mary Wins, Brandy Robinson, Deborah Sloan, Sloaney, Chloe, sweet Chloe. Good to have you with us as well. Al Ciriello, I hope you're
Yep.
driving safely and that you've got that psychic bubble around the truck. No harm can come to you. You are protected. Isby, good to see you, Ken. Beloved Extract, good to have you with us. Scotty Boy. Brenda's here with us tonight. Excellent. Good.
Oh, good.
Good to
She
have you. Yes.
Yeah. So she knows she
Elderberry.
won. It's
What's
cool.
happening, Elderberry? Let's see. Who else do we have? A couple other people. I just got to scroll through. Gemini Ascension. Oh, so good to have you with us. Lucky Smith, good to have you with us. Yes, wellness starts from the mind, but the right food helps a lot, no doubt. Let's see, who else do we have? Truth Seeker, Jayashir, good to see you and always a pleasure to have you with us. I think, Sam Mattingly. And by the way, Sam Mattingly is a new subscriber. We also have another
Welcome.
subscriber, and I'd like to do a little shout out on that real quick because I just think this is cool. Welcome new subscribers, Kaylee Reed and Sam Mattingly. Thank you so much for joining the channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. Much love to you, and thanks for being with us.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome.
That's an addition to the 7 we picked up a little over a week ago.
Yeah, seems to be a little bit of momentum. So that's awesome. So it looks like it's working out. Good.
Wonderful.
And I think that is everyone.
There's somebody named Joe Waffle.
Oh, Joe. Hi, Joe. How you doing? He runs. He helps run the shop. He helps run my business. So yes, we love Joe.
Well, welcome, Joe.
Good to have you with us, Joe.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, great. Okay, so now tonight, stay tuned because after Desiree talks about her business and her tarot deck, we will be adding up names. I'll come into the chat room later and I'll get all the names for a drawing for a brand new tarot deck rune deck set from Desiree, which includes the crystals in it and a candle, and we'll go over all that in a little bit. So just wanted to give folks a background, and we appreciate that, Desiree. We really do. And Andromeda really appreciates it when our guests come on and do things. And so I wanted to talk to Lori about this a little bit and some others before the show. A very brief 2-minute background, if that, on the history of tarot, because we have a lot of new viewers who don't know a lot of us yet. And we have folks who are just coming into the knowledge of tarot and what it is and what it means. And there's been a lot of hype over the years and a lot of bad press about tarot, and especially from religious organizations who don't really understand what it is about. They focused in on a certain period in our history that, shed some other uses for tarot, and they've made it the number one thing, and back away, get away, Satanists. And that's really not what tarot is about. So what are the origins of tarot? Where did they come from? And how did it become the divination tools that we know of today? So let's clarify some of the misconceptions.
Okay.
And that'll be a good way to launch into what we're doing here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. It's rare that we actually get a designer of a tarot deck, other than Al Ciriello, who's done our angel cards. He's done some very powerful, beautiful angel cards. And he's also done a tribute card deck, a regular playing card deck for our ascended brother, Brian Barnett. But this is the first one that I'm aware of in my short period of time, which is only a couple years with the Soul Tribe, that somebody has actually designed and brought in their own tarot deck. So it's kind of nice to talk to an artist who's
Mhm.
also not commissioning an artist to do her work. She actually got the download herself, created
Yeah.
the art, and put the
Yeah.
the intent behind it. So
Right.
anyway, tarot dates back to the 15th century of Renaissance Italy. A lot of people don't know that. It was in Italy, mostly in the courts of Milan, Ferrara, and Florence. They began as playing cards for a game similar to our modern day bridge game called Tarocchi, Tarocchi. It has become a mystified and stigmatized cultural phenomenon. Today, tarot is associated with witchcraft and fortune telling, scaring many people off of the practice because they believe it to be fake or evil, right?
Right.
Now, in 1900s, the late 1900s, like 1969, I think, yeah, it was Aleister Crowley who had joined this group called the Golden Dawn. I know a lot of people know this story, so look it up if you're not familiar. There was a group called the Golden Dawn back in as early as 1898 is when he joined. It predates that. He was behind much of this chaos that led to its end in 1902, but there's multiple sides to this whole Aleister Crowley thing, and I don't intend to get into it deeply tonight because some people see some of the great value that he had in his group, and others see him as someone malicious. And the reason they see this, and the reason they're so into this tarot deck evil thing, is because he was developing his own called the Thoth deck. He lived a very hedonistic lifestyle, sex, drugs, magic. Lady Frida Harris was a member of one of his occult organizations, and his wife, a member of parliament, urged Crowley to organize his thoughts to create this tarot deck. And she worked on it, I guess, between 1938 and 1942, if I've got that right. What she did is she did oil paintings, Desiree. Remember, yeah, I guess you know that. She created an oil painting for each card according to his notions of what he interpreted tarot to mean.
Mhm.
And her paintings were displayed in a London museum back in 1942. But both Harris and Crowley died before the deck's actual publication in 1969. But it caught on like wildfire once it got published. And all those folks in the occult were using those decks for however they intended to use them. But I wanted to point out tonight that, and I used to be in this group of born again Christian believers and programmed in all of the Christianity that, stay away, don't even walk on the same side of the street as these people. Okay? No, seriously. They would tell you if you're down at the beach and you're walking the boardwalk and you pass a tattoo and you pass a palm reader or a fortune teller or someone using tarot, back away, evil, So
I've seen people do that.
Yeah, I used to
seen
cross
them
the street
literally.
and walk on the other side. I did.
Yep.
But it's not. And it doesn't even pretend to be a scary magic look into the future.
No.
It's just a tool.
It's
for self-divination and meditation.
Yep.
It's an art form and a card game because it was based on what we know as bridge today. All 78 cards using various archetypes, symbols, and imagery are actually, get me if I'm right, Desiree, for human emotions, the challenges we face.
Exactly.
Circumstances. So when we do these card reads, the individual is supposed to interpret these cards and relate them to their own life's current events. Take them, meditate on them, reflect on them, but it's not necessarily to predict the future.
Right. Yeah.
And so a lot of people get upset. Oh, I have had 5 card readings this week and nothing's working out for me. It's not what it's for. It's something going on that might represent multiple things in your life for you to think and meditate on because it might resonate with you. It's not meant to predict your future. Correct. So Tarot, this author that does this great history, just Google history of Tarot, and you'll see this write-up. He says Tarot is important for the card's honest reflections and portrayals of human emotions and adversities that have allowed countless people over the past 6 centuries to individually connect with the practice, to adopt and transform it to their individual as well as cultural interpretations. That's important, cultural interpretations. This has led Tarot becoming a time capsule of sentiments felt in an array of cultures and time periods. So, if you're not sure, if you're a little skittish about it, you're like, I don't know about it, do your research. Do your research. David Null, one of our Soul Tribe channel hosts, Hawkeye, shaman in training, has said many times over and over, it's always helpful to research where your decks are coming from, who created them, what was their intent or purpose when they created them, because these decks can and will be infused with the energies of that person's belief system and may or may not be in harmony with you. So picking up any old deck at a yard sale or a thrift shop just because it looks cool might not be a good idea, right? Might not be a good idea. So, and
it might be. It depends on how you perceive life and how you go through life. So,
it's synchronicity. It's like you're meant to be at that sale. Pick that deck up.
Yeah. So I was looking at that side of creation and manifesting in my life. So,
if you're spiritually, intuitively in touch enough, you'll feel the energy from that deck. But for new people who are first doing this, it's better to get some referrals, maybe from some tribe members that can tell you what's a good deck, or maybe even someone will gift it to you, and someone you trust. Lori gave me my first one, came from Lori. My first one, actually, I bought myself from David Null because he had been doing the animal cards, and I really resonated with that deck. So I bought it for myself, but my first gifted one was from a trusted person whom I love, and that was Lori. So
they always say the best deck you ever get is the one that's given to you, and it's so true.
It is, and I love my deck, my enchanted.
I do too.
Yeah.
And we practice this every morning. You and I do this every single morning. We pull cards for each other.
Every morning.
Yep.
So anyway, so if you're accepting one as a gift, trusting and vibing with the giver is very important. So, I actually had a lady down the street who gave me one. I said, oh, well, thank you very much. Then I opened up the box and I'm going through it and I'm like, oh my God, it was all demons, and it wasn't something that I resonated with at all. And I could feel the energy on it.
It's got to be love and light.
No.
Positive light is the only way to go.
Yeah, I was using the Oswald Worth tarot deck. That's also a well-known one. Yeah. It's also a well-known one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So anyway, make up your own minds. Don't listen to everybody else. And for goodness sakes, it's not all tarot decks are used for witchcraft or other practices. And even if they are, not all witchcraft is bad either. So anyway, going in, that was it for the introduction, just to give people an idea. And we'll kick it over to Brian and Desiree now for the introduction and get to know her a little bit.
Awesome.
Brian.
Hello, Soul Tribe. This is Desiree Mattingly. I met her about a year ago at All My Relations at our Wednesday night group meetings. We've had several classes together. This past week, both of us made a big achievement. This past week, we both became Reiki 2 certified.
Uh-oh. He's got a brand new connection, too.
Oh. Well, we both became Reiki 2
certified, huh?
Certified, yeah.
How does that work? You actually go through a series of exercises? How does that work? I've always been really curious about that.
Well, the way that I look at it is it's kind of like you have it's almost like an apprenticeship in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You find somebody that is oh, Brian's back.
Mm-hmm.
Here he is.
Yes,
So
I'm
you were
in
saying,
back.
Brian, the Reiki 2 certified. How do you get certified? What is that all about?
It's a class, and basically it's an attunement. You have to learn certain symbols. I have them symbols memorized. There's a lot involved. I know there's places where you can take Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and Reiki 3 all in one weekend. Well, you know, to me, from Reiki 1 to Reiki 2, you have to practice. How do you know from one from the other? It's just, those are people that want to make money. So Reiki 2 is an attunement. And believe you me, I felt the energy the next day and the day after that. So it's just more of getting you connected with your guides and the energy. Actually, Reiki has its own guides, and you actually connect with those guides too.
So what exactly is Reiki? Is that
Anyways, let's get back
laying
to
on of
Desiree.
hands?
Yes, laying on of hands. Reiki 2. Go ahead, Desiree.
The best way I can explain it is that so like we have a physical body and then we have a spiritual body, and so just like our physical body, our organs, our heart, our head, they all work together to keep us going. And so with Reiki, it's basically dealing with the spiritual body and your chakras. And when your energies in these different areas kind of get unbalanced, it can also cause physical symptoms because the two are connected. So basically, Reiki is just trying to balance those energies. And energies, you can't, it's like music. Some people, their ears work and they can hear. And then some people's ears don't work and they can't hear. And so the attunement basically opens up your ears in your mind to connecting to that energy and being able to tap into that and transmute it into and help people that maybe not be able to do that on their own. Everybody's able to perform Reiki. We all have, it's not any special power that somebody has over anything else. It's just one person's able to, it's like an extension cord. The Reiki person can connect with those energies and use the power that they have inside them to help.
So they
other
direct
people.
that energy? Is that what you're saying? They actually
Yes.
move and direct that energy
Yes.
where it needs to
Maybe.
go?
Yeah, I can input a little bit, I think.
Oh, good.
From what Desiree's saying, not that I've done Reiki, but I mean, we've all done it to some extent in the soul tribe, I think, is because we're energetic beings that have electrical fields in our auras. And when people get out of balance, then depending, like Desiree said, sometimes they might not have the energy to shift or to be able to unblock the areas within their system that needs to be. And so what a Reiki person does is when I think the attunement would be, is that your own energetic fields, you become into balance and very powered, and your own auric fields and energy, you have the energy and the power and, to overlap and give that energy or shift or push that they're needed to unblock. Because with Reiki, like I think Brian said, it's laying on the hands. Like you have to get within their fields, right? It's not something you do at a distance. It's not something you do with the mind. It's something you do energetically with your fields of energy, and they overlap, and you actually combine the energy and help them. And so, yeah, you're transmitting or transfusing your energy into theirs to help them shift and unblock areas.
Yeah.
So you have to go right within their field.
That is what. Yeah, that's the difference between Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. Reiki 1 is basically hands-on, healing the physical and the energy fields, where Reiki 2 is more being able to do remote work and emotional healing. And that emotional healing, this is where it can get tricky, because you actually may have to go back into a past life of somebody's and actually heal that past life person to translate into this lifetime. And also, you may have to also create alternate realities for people. That's what Reiki 2 enables you to do, is to make that connection with the etheric realm and your guides to help do this work remotely without having to be with somebody.
Right.
I do it all the time. I mean,
so you guys study the Reiki healing together? You guys study this together and go through the courses together. So
awesome.
You're on your way to another level now, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
And so spiritual development.
That's awesome.
That's great.
So what do you do, Brian or Desiree, with the Reiki, like for the remote? Do you learn the person's energetic patterns to connect to remotely then, and ahead of time then to connect? Is that what you do to some extent?
I go into a deep meditation, and I don't even have another person. I can actually envision what they look like. I envision them laying on a table in front of me. And then I start scanning over their body. And then, bam, I get with my guides. I always ask for my guides' help and sources' help to help me direct this energy. And if they're not willing to receive this energy, send it to somebody that is willing to receive this energy. So I scan their body. I see what's going on with them. And then I start working in them areas. And I focus on that area for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And if I have to move to another area, I'll move to that area for 3 to 5 minutes.
Excellent.
You
I'd like to ask
you more than 15 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Guys, I've had Reiki done, and I've been and had it. And I want to know, what is the deal with the ears? Why do they spend so much time on the ears? I was kind of fascinated by it, because he was like, okay, I'm gonna be touching your ears. There's certain key points, certain what's the word I'm looking for? Pressure points or something.
Acupuncture points. There's a lot of them inside the ear.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. I've had acupuncture done. Yeah.
Ears are your balance. Ears are your balance, because if you're out of balance, you'll fall over. Because that's the octaconian crystals that are actually in your ears.
Ah, okay, that's
so
interesting.
That's what keeps that. That's what I've had an infection many years ago in my ear, and I was tipped to one side.
Yes.
Because
have you ever heard of vertigo?
Yeah, I've had vertigo. It's something awful ever since my accident, but I'm over it now. But I had it for several years after that accident. And I had special therapy for it. It was horrible.
Yeah, it is. It's a very, it's a very terrible
you walk
thing
like
to go
a crab,
through
and I'm like, well, that's appropriate.
For you.
I couldn't even walk. I was laying on the floor. Yeah. I couldn't
wow.
Walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit to get your legs like your sea legs back.
I've been walking with some friends at an amusement park, and I'd cut them off. I'd go like in front of them, and they'd take their fingers and shove me back in alignment. It was horrible.
So Brian does a lot of the distance healing. I don't. I have the ability to, but the reason why I decided to learn about Reiki healing is because I'm actually a tattoo artist, and I own my own shop, and so a lot of people, just like tarot cards, they don't realize that tattooing it's a therapy for a lot of people. I deal with people's emotions on a daily basis. For example, a memorial tattoo. They come to me and they want something special that they get to keep. It's kind of an
intimate thing, right?
It is. It's something special that you get to keep with your physical body for as long as you have it. And so in a world where everything seems to be so disposable. You know, to be able to have something that really people really can't take from you, that you get to cherish, is very, very nice.
Why
to
don't we
have.
go to
And
her
so,
section and show her work
Yeah,
that
let's
she's
do that.
talking? To give them a reference here, Karen has loaded everything for her onto the Crystal Network, and just go to more information, and it'll take you to her 3 pages. It'll automatically jump you over there. So this first one is her tattoo that she's talking
Yep.
about.
the
Gorgeous.
tattoo shop. Yeah.
Mhm.
Gorgeous.
I
Why
opened that
slingers?
shop.
Slingers.
Slingers.
Explain that one.
Yeah. Is that the
Okay.
name? Oh, I see. Slingers tattoo. Oh my
Slingers
gosh, that's
tattoo.
great. Brilliant.
So a slang word for a tattoo artist is an ink slinger.
Oh, I didn't know
Okay.
that.
Slinging ink.
Slinging ink.
Slinging ink. So, yeah. So that's how.
Can you zoom in on some of those tattoos, Lori? Up there on those arms to show.
The snake
is
one was one. Oh my gosh! I just did that just like a week or 2 ago. It turned out
Beautiful.
amazing.
That is just, I have never seen tattoos
Unbelievable.
like this before. I really
Yeah.
haven't.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that.
Each
Yeah.
one of these is like an illustration you would see in a book or on a painting or something. It's just
Exactly.
ooh.
I'm a custom tattoo artist, so when you come into my shop, there's not just something that you pick off the wall, you know, a design like back, 20, 30 years ago. A lot of shops you just.
Please forgive me, Desiree, but therapeutic. I mean, how many needles? I mean, how long does it take to get this kind of a tattoo? I'd be like freaking out. Oh.
Well, I'm very efficient with my time because I've tattooed for so long. I'm very efficient. So generally, you're not sitting in a chair for 6 hours if I'm doing a tattoo on you.
Wow.
Incredible. That's just the artwork. It's just.
Yeah, that's actually on my son's arm. He came in and I stay booked about 6 months out.
Wow, that says a lot.
So I can't do tattoos for family very often. Usually I have to sneak them in before and after my work day. So
squeeze them in, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah. I love the turtle.
God,
this is great.
Yeah, I
love the coral, the colors. Sometimes it's really difficult to combine colors and get them to be so brilliant like that. So amazing work.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, going back to the therapeutic side, it's a different kind of sensation. Some people enjoy it. Some people don't. So it's.
I didn't enjoy it very much. I did not like it. All I wanted was some water, and I'm like, I'm ready to go. And he's like, I just got started. I'm like,
I just.
And he goes, no, I can't. I have to finish it. I'm like, oh God.
Scroll up one screen, Lori. This is her. Now, Desiree, you also have Eternal Designs. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Is that something you do just for commission? Is it commission artwork or?
It's never been really commissioned. Everything's always pretty much poured out of my imagination and my creativity. And I just love art. And so I created a separate page from my tattoo shop page that's specifically called Eternal Designs, which specifically is just artwork that I've done.
You've been doing this since you were 13?
I was an art nerd in school.
Okay.
Nobody thought I was cool at all, right?
Oh man, I think you're cool.
But a lot of people think I'm cool now. So
totally.
Yeah. But yeah, I've just always had a passion for creating. That's all I do on a daily basis is create.
Work.
whether it be tattoos, whether it be artwork, whether it be crafts, sewing. I dabble in a little bit of everything. I just love turning something into something else.
Beautiful. So speaking of turning things into something else, you've created your own guide and guidebook, your own tarot deck.
Yes.
Called the Devine Design Tarot Deck. Beautiful.
Right.
We've got a little video to show, shall we?
Yeah, but before we do, Lucky Stone just pointed out something I just heard, and that is an echo going on. So if while this is playing, if everybody could just put themselves on mute, then we could cut down on some of the feedback depending on where it's coming from.
That's interesting because I'm not hearing it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Yeah, there we go.
Stopped.
Okay, I went. Yes.
Okay. All right, Desiree. We have a video, you guys. Desiree designed this video herself. She created her own slide presentation using Google Drive and put together some music and created her own advertisement for her deck.
I did.
It's going to flip through all 78 cards and plus the rune deck, right?
Yes.
Rune deck as well. And so you'll see what this deck looks like.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to mention real quick the rune deck. After I finished the 78 tarot deck, I decided to add a rune deck because the runes, there's a lot of tarot cards that correlate. So that rune deck can be used in conjunction. It's like an expansion deck, so to speak. It can be used in conjunction with the tarot cards because they have the same backing design. Or the rune cards can be separated and just used as a regular deck on their own.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
So,
I like that. Smart. All right. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
Jeez, Desiree, I've never seen anything like it.
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm just like in awe. The colors, all your choices, what you put in there. I mean, you're divinely guided. There's no doubt in my mind.
Thank you.
Oh, I love the King of Cups.
Yeah.
So do I.
I actually appreciate all the extra information on each of the cards and the symbols, the astrology, the stars.
Yes, I put in a lot of
the elements. Because when you're reading a card, I generally do it mostly just from the card itself and what's on it, than the text as much. So I appreciate that. Look at all the information.
Me too.
Yeah, I wanted to include as much information on the cards as possible. You don't see a lot of that information on other decks.
True, very true.
Well, it gives a really good, informative, well-rounded reading. Even
very
with
balanced.
a single card, you get all of that information. Just the single pull. So
I guarantee we'll be using them. Teresa and I like to do it on my channel, Pure Love Ascension. So we're going to be doing your deck on my channel.
Nice.
So Desiree, these are currently in production right now at the printer.
Yes.
When will they be available for sale?
I am expecting a release date at the very latest February 16th.
February 16th. Okay.
Yep. I actually got a hold of the printer this morning, and I wanted to verify an ETA because I told her that I was coming on the show, and I wanted to have a good date to let people know when to expect to get the cards. So.
Excellent.
That's just fantastic. Yeah. And
They'll be ready for the age because it's the water tiger. The water tiger, that's when it starts, is in February. So you'll have them right at the start of this age this year's water tiger. That's when I launched my book, when it was the age of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the rune deck.
Beautiful.
Wow. Yeah.
Amazing.
Now, when we were proofing these with you over the past couple of months, you added on the rune deck later. What inspired you all of a sudden to add that rune deck in there?
I just I don't know. The thought just came. Well, I added the runes in. I don't know if you noticed in some of the cards of the tarot cards, there's runes.
Yeah,
and
some.
on some of them, and so I think I just kind of inspired off of that. I was like, well, why don't I actually add rune cards to correlate with that? So
that's and that's incredible. And I'm sorry, Lori, I wanted to show the box itself.
Thank you.
Bear with me for just a moment.
Sure.
Dealing with this. Yeah.
Wow, really, really nice.
So people are asking in the chat room for the links and all of that. So I just wanted to throw this up for everyone here.
Yeah. They're on her page too.
It's just on the Crystal Network.
Right.
And
Crystal
Network. The buy now button. It's got the price and it links right to the.
Right.
And it's also in the description in the YouTube on this YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, let me get back into that.
I wanted to make it easy because it was like, oh my goodness, everybody's going to want one.
If we can enlarge the boxes over there to the right, Lori, next to the video, we can show them the content of the box.
I don't know if those ones do.
No, can't.
No, they weren't.
Oh, on my laptop, I can spread it with my
maybe.
fingers and open them and make them bigger.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay.
Was there?
Do you want to describe the content of the box, Desiree?
Yeah, there was some interesting stuff.
Yeah. So.
There's the buy now button.
The box.
Sorry.
Even the box went through transformation. At first, I felt like I needed to. A lot of the tarot decks out there have a lot of the same packaging.
Yes.
And so I started to follow suit with the regular packaging that pretty much everybody else was doing, and I was really struggling with that. Because I wanted it to be so special, because I wanted it to be different, just like the cards.
It's very different.
And I went to sleep one night, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had a vision of this box that I designed now. And I added, along with the tarot deck, it has a bag that says the Devine design on it. Also, I included a candle, a cone incense, and then there'll be 3 protection stones that come along with this.
Wonderful.
And I package these. I'm packaging every single box by myself.
So, my goodness.
Yes. So all that love and all that energy is going into each. When I put everything in that box and I seal it, it has all my energy and all my love.
And intent. Yep.
And intent.
Yep.
So as soon as you open that box, you're going to feel it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So
a lot of tarot decks are mass produced. This deck is not mass produced. I'm doing 100 deck runs. So I ordered 100 decks for this first one.
Yep.
Just to see how people reactive. See what I can get. People are interested.
We're your test market. We're your test market.
Right.
And Brian has ordered a few decks, and he's going to be sharing them with the show hosts, so that folks like Nina, maybe, and Cajun Queen, Lori and I, even Robert's group.
True Divine 44.
True Divine, Jennifer True Divine up in she's in the UK, right? So
yes.
work with these decks and see how they go, and folks will get to see how they're being used, and they can always come here or directly to your website, because everything links back to you anyway, and order their decks that way. Yeah. So there'll be a good test market for you, because we did talk about how, because you're thinking about doing an Oracle deck as well now. And
I am.
We talked about how Stacy DeMarco and some of these others, Atlanta Fairchild, how they work with clearinghouses and publishers, and how all that's set up. And if they catch on, maybe you will go down that road at some point. But I think what's unique about yours, as far as I'm concerned, is, and I don't have as much knowledge as some of the rest of the folks here in the group, but from what I've seen, those people are very inspired with the messaging side of it, the guidebooks. They write their guidebooks, they have the vision, they have the intent, but they have to find an artist or an illustrator to actually put it into a picture.
Right.
You, on the other hand, do it all. So I'm very much interested in knowing how you, a little bit about your spiritual journey and how you became inspired to create the tarot. And I could see you're an artist, an award-winning artist. You do the tattooing. How did you get into the spiritual side of this and wanting to create your own?
Oh, well, actually, I was walking through all my relations there, and I passed the aisle of the tarot decks, and I look over, and I was drawn to the artwork and how beautiful each deck was, beautiful in its own way, you know. And my first thought was, I could do that. I could design and come up with artwork. And so I decided to take on that challenge. I was like, got really excited about it. I was like, you know what? This is going to be a challenge for me. You know, the only way you get better at anything you do is by being challenged.
Yeah.
And so, as an artist and as a creator, I felt like I was ready for a new challenge. And that's where the tarot
you met it head on, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of tears. There was a lot of emotions because the tarot deck, it does deal with, you know, daily life situations. And so when somebody comes to, I kind of treated it almost as like I do a tattoo situation. When somebody comes in for a tattoo, they describe to me what they want, you know, and I'm like, well, show me examples, you know what you like. When you see something, you're like, oh, I like that, or oh, I like that. You know, everybody is different. And so out of all those little bits and pieces of information that people give me, I'm able to create something out of it. I use the example, you bring me the little ingredients and I'll bake the cake. So, so with the card deck, it was kind of the same way. You know, there's a standard as far as kind of what each card in each suit means, and so from my understanding of what I understood of each card, I then internally recreated and made it into a piece of art.
Yeah. It's gorgeous, beautiful work
to reflect that. So.
Amazing. I can really feel the divineness of it, and I love
good for you,
everything
Brenda.
about this deck.
Good for you, Brenda. Brenda's been posting some things about art. She did one a little while ago. I guess it was either earlier today or yesterday. This guy was showing you how to paint mountains and a lake and trees, and Brenda's going to be taking some art classes. So that's
cool.
Fantastic.
Like Bob Ross style, you mean?
Good for you. Yeah, give us some Bob Ross. It was.
Cool.
But so now what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to have Desiree back on. She's going to come back on with another guest that Brian is introducing us to through the tribe, and his name is Jim. He runs these classes, right? And he's your teacher for the Reiki, and he's going to be doing one on dream interpretation. We're having him on Not next week. That's Laird Scranton. But the week after, we're going to bring Jim on to talk about dreams.
Wonderful.
And we're also going to have Desiree on with him. And that'll be a fun show. And at that time, we'll be closer to your production.
Yeah.
And we will announce the
those
winner
cards
of
ready.
tonight's
Yeah.
drawing. We'll announce the winner of tonight's
Yay.
tarot deck. And you can be along with the rest of us and try it out for her. And let us know what you think. She needs that feedback. So one of you lucky folks will be winning that, and we'll announce it on the show with Jim 2 weeks from now. Okay? And then it should be ready by mid-February, somewhere around there. Yeah. For shipping. So
right.
Fantastic. Jules, did you have anything you wanted? Oh, go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Last year,
yes.
Desiree painted this for me.
What is that?
This is a picture of the cabin.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Wow.
It only took her 4 hours to do this.
Amazing.
No way.
You're so talented, Desiree.
Yeah.
Incredibly
it's
creative.
Really,
wow,
the property,
that's natural.
Yeah, the property out there is so peaceful. It's so quiet. And, you know, I took my art set with me, and there was a group of people that were all meeting there, and I got there a little early, and I just wanted to, so I sat off by myself at the back of the pond, and I just started painting, and that's what I ended up, and I ended up giving it to Brian. So just to say thank you for having such a great place, and
it's a different kind of art from what we've seen tonight with your tattoos and your fantasy art, and that is all natural nature art. That's just beautiful.
Very talented woman you are. Yes.
Wowza, wowza. So get your pre-orders in, folks. You can actually go to the website, hit the order button, put your orders in, so she can get pre-orders going. And you also have 20? Is it 20 or 40 decks that the store? Your All My Creations, is that what it's called? The store has put in the counter for your folks to buy. So you've already got 40 decks sold and ready to be distributed that way. And you've got Brian's 10 or 12, and let these folks put their pre-orders in over the next couple weeks, and start building that. That'll help you with shipping and costs and everything else to get them out there, right? Yeah. So that's just great.
Well, I really appreciate you guys just loving what I do. Because I love what I do too, and I'm glad I'm able to share it with everybody. So
we're glad too.
I appreciate you having me on.
Oh and welcome to the tribe. I mean,
absolutely. Yep.
Thank you.
I hope Brian shares some of the channel links with you. Let you come into the chat rooms when now you're very different. You have your son is gorgeous. He is so beautiful, that boy. Oh my God. And your daughter too. You're running a household. You've got this family. You have the tattoo shop. You do this on the side. So I know your time is limited, but we'd love to see you, and once in a while, and join in when you can. Listen to some of the programs every now and then, and get to know folks a little bit.
Yeah,
and,
that'd be great.
Yeah, you sync with us. You vibrate with us. So that's cool. That's cool. Julianne, did you have something you wanted to share with us this evening?
Oh, excuse me for all the wind that's in the background if it's blowing across the mic, everybody. It's just picked up. Anyway,
it's just Australia.
Winds of change, everybody. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, right.
Now, I'd like to thank you, Desiree, for the beautiful work you did and all your gifts and talents that you have brought to the table today.
Thank you.
When Ian and I went on a journey, when we drove to South Australia, this book was given to, I found it fell on the, can you bring it up, Laurie?
Yes.
So this is a book, everyone can see that go into an op shop. Yep, sorry, the Oracle of Fort, right, got it?
Yep, got it.
And so this book, Fortuna. So it's not saying your fortune, it's Fortuna. So do it that way. There you go.
There
you go.
Excellent.
So it's written on the side too. See, that's a different angle for your book, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 So we were in South Australia, which is south west of where I live, another state, and we went into an op shop on our little journey, and this book happened to probably pop out, as we were saying, when you're on your travels and you happen to go into an op shop. So this one fell at my feet, and I found it on the 29th of the 4th, 2010. So inside it has the images that someone showed on his show this morning, didn't he?
Yes,
Yes.
Wayne had those images. Yes. So there's the images, and it goes through. The shapes are at the back there. Shapes are at the back there. So
Yeah.
what
Nice.
I did is I got it. So I got them coloured in, made my deck of cards. So
I love that.
so this is
in
the
true
elements.
Jules fashion.
This is the elements.
I love
They're
it.
the elements, right?
Yeah.
So then these
Right.
are all the all the planetary cards, right?
Wow.
See?
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Cool.
And then what happened was I got the message that there was a, you play solitaire. This is how you play this game, is solitaire. And solitaire is a game for one. So, of course, the card game you play is for your own reading, right? So, when you have someone else interpreting it, it's their energy. So it is designed as a game for you. This was also come into my possession, which was the little book of illumination, which is all about what day you're born on this way. So it tells you what day you're born. So when you actually, your personality. So when you're playing the card game, you can see where you fit in the actual game. Or if you're asking a question about your lover or whoever, you can see where they play in your game of solitaire, right? So what happened was I knew that there should have been a princess card, because we count from 1 to 9. 10 is 1 again. So the princess card is number 10. So I put the princess card in that was left out of the deck. So it Queen, Jack, Princess. Right? Because she was left out. The material, beautiful one was taken out of the deck of cards. And supposedly she was originally in the deck of cards, but they changed it to a 10. So this is my deck that I got printed. And you always know the ace of spades is always the biggest spade in the deck. That starts, right? And at the back of them, my card says it starts in a garden. And it's nature's intentions.
That is
they
just
were
so
my
freaking
cards.
Cool.
That is cool.
I love
You made that yourself. Oh my God.
Well, I got them. I used the book as a guide, and then I went and got them printed. And I had met Lizzie. She designed it all for me. She put the princess card in for me. So it's just a game of solitaire. That's all you play. But you ask the question to the elements and to the planetary cards, and you watch how the game unfolds, and if the game plays out or if it doesn't. So again, it's just similar to what all cards are, but this was a book. This book just tells you really the background of occult knowledge. That's what it's all about, is occult knowledge, which just means hidden.
Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. Wow.
Interesting.
Impressive, Jules. What
Thank
a
you.
group
That's
we have,
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
Mary
You could put a
Wynn,
little
thank you.
package
Love you.
together for everybody and sell them.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I've done that. They were all I hand packaged them all. They got a little book. It was all in a little bag. So I've done it.
You've done it.
Going back.
See, I told you I didn't know of anybody in the tribe, and there you go.
Yeah.
Predates me.
There you go. There she is. There she is. The Joker or the Jester.
The Jester.
Leave it to you.
Just
to be
Jules.
Just Jules.
Love
Oh,
that.
that's great.
So thank you all for your gifts and talents.
Thank you,
got so
Jules,
many.
for
Thank
your
you.
gifts and talents. Yes.
Well, that's beautiful, Jules. I
Mhm.
didn't know you did that. Absolutely. Well, that just about wraps it up. And I just wanted to give Dalibor and Karen, an opportunity to have any final words that you might want to contribute at this point, or
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, I have a great appreciation for art because we have quite a few artists in my family, specifically my father. He's a professional photographer his whole life, but he also paints. So I've been exposed to that sort of talent my whole life, pretty much, because he always painted every painting we had in our house. My uncle also, he did metal sculpture.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I've been exposed to that. As regards the tarot and divination systems, I would compare it to psychedelic drugs. Why? Because it's a non-chemical way to get insight into sort of like the backstage of your life. It's a non-chemical way of getting information that's not available, through normal means like logical reasoning or analysis. So, it's something everybody should do based on their own intuition. Find your own divinational medium, whether that's the pendulum, the cards. Like personally, I use letter cards because
Yeah, I
I'm
find that
kind of
fascinating.
yeah, it's from the game Speedy Graffiti, and it's like a word game. And since I have kind of linguistic tendencies, it kind of works for me. So I
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
yeah, I work with these as well as the pendulum, maps, that sort of thing. So because honestly, I find normal tarot cards a bit complicated because
They can be
it
very
is complicated.
complicated. Yep.
Yeah, so many different interpretations, so many different versions of it. I have nothing against it. I've used it. It's just that I at the
This
moment
works
can't.
for you.
Yeah, this works for me.
It's tailored to you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
You
You
know,
want to
we
pull
do.
one real quick?
You know, we do have a
Sure, I
a
can pull
card
one.
reader in the tribe, Steve Zerlia. He
Oh, oh,
has he does rune stones with the card reading. So I just remembered that because you've included the runes
Yes.
in a separate deck, but he actually has the rune stones, and when he does the readings,
Stones.
he will yeah. That's I'm sorry, Dalibor, I didn't mean to just hit
What,
me.
yeah. What does that mean, Dalibor? What's the meaning of the zero card there?
oh card. I
Or
don't. Well, for me, it means something different than for you.
Okay.
Because before that, I drew an X. Okay, so what is
Yeah.
XO? It's tic tac toe.
Or
Yeah.
hugs and kisses.
Or hugs and kisses.
Yeah.
Hugs
Well,
and
because
kisses.
it's a language card. If you
Yes.
hold up the O, it would be like probably the first word
Yeah,
with
hugs
the
and
letter
kisses.
O
Well,
or the O that would come to your mind. I would imagine.
actually, it's much simpler because in my language, we have 5 one-letter words. Okay, in English, you only have A, whereas in my language, the word O means about.
Hmm.
So,
Wow.
I mean, about something. So whatever I draw now
Roundabout.
is
It's a roundabout.
A roundabout. Oh,
see?
good point.
An X is a crossing point. It's the
Yeah.
crossing point.
Okay.
Oh, S.
OBS and R.
Okay.
Another R. Another S. And a Y. See, under normal circumstances, I would probably just discard this reading because it doesn't have enough vowels and there's not enough to make a word. And plus, the series of letters doesn't make any logical sense to me. They're not abbreviations, so I would just like start at the beginning because I'm distracted right now. I'm not concentrating.
Yeah.
Well, the last
because
letter was Y.
was Y. You're right.
How cute is that?
So it's up to individual interpretation. So if your dominant language is English, you're going to interpret it differently than I would.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Fascinating. What
That's
a great
amazing.
show,
It's
everyone.
amazing. Well, I have a closing thing I'd like to share with all of you.
Okay.
Take this with you when you go.
Okay.
It came from May 4th, 2020, from Brian Barnett. Our fears become our marionette. Marionette. Happy trap. Strings Strings tying us to our illusions. Fears equal chains. What are we scared of? 5G? Viruses? Vaccines? Government? Even if they are legitimate, our fears become the reality we live in, the realities we are scripting. Resisting the scenery stops our pace, our peace. Lessons learned. No more highlighting anything other than the light. So I thought this was great. And he has a diagram of the human body, Jules.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you remember this from Brian?
I do.
It says,
yeah.
the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Christ. Christus. Matthew 6:22.
Wow. There it
Just
is.
happened to stumble across it in one of my old, you know how you get
Wow.
reminders in Facebook of
There's
things.
the unk right
I had
there.
shared it. Yep.
Mhm.
The
Yep.
unk.
Wow. Amazing.
That's great.
Fascinating.
Hmm.
I just wanted to share that with you all. It came in my recent, what do you call it, memories on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I shared it out a couple days ago.
Fantastic.
Good message.
Excellent. Good way to end the
Thank
show,
you,
too.
Brian,
Yep.
for bringing some folks into the tribe. Thank you for your contributions, and thank you, Desiree. We definitely
Thank
want to
you.
have you back.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
enjoyed our
you.
interaction
Thank
with
you,
you.
sweetie.
Yes,
Yep.
Do.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And thank you, Karen, for getting all that
You're
information
welcome.
up before this show so that we could show this for Desiree and
Yes.
get her all set up.
Good
That was
stuff.
good stuff, Karen. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you
Yep.
all. We'll see you next
Peace
week.
and love.
Bye-bye now.